Hello, friends, and good morning. Victor Dantas here. Still excited about Copilots. Decided to do a live to talk about it. It's an open live, so we'll try to show stuff as we go here. Hopefully, I'm not gonna be caught up in live demos. Hopefully, things will work as expected. I don't have a script, so I'm flying by solo here with a script of my own, I guess. We'll take a look at Copilot for the next 10 15 minutes. The chat is open if you want to post your questions, comments, concerns. Um, I wanted to say good morning to the friends who are connecting on YouTube. Some friends are connected on LinkedIn. So send your questions. We'll hopefully get somewhere with this live. Again, this is all flying by. No particular flight chart prepared. So we're gonna be looking at a couple of things. So Microsoft has put a lot of work on copilots as of late. It's been a keyword in the market that we are all hearing about. It's Copilot everywhere. Started with Copilot for Office. Actually, if we step back, we saw the first reference of Copilot in GitHub. At least that's what I heard at first. And then Copilot started to flood the other products. You have Copilot for Office, all Office products, and then Copilot in SharePoint, Copilot in Power Platform, Copilot in the Dynamics 365 first party apps. Excuse me. So, Copilot everywhere. And the idea is that you are not letting AI fly on its own. It's not driving the car, it's not really having authority over the flight, but it's there to assist you as you build your own components. And that is true for GitHub, that is true for Office, Outlook, whatever. You are using that as an assistant for whatever you need to do. Okay, so what we are going to look at today, as my screen on this side suggests, is the usage of Copilot within Power Pages. So you have a few aspects of Copilot in Power Pages. You have Copilot in the Design Studio experience, where Copilot is assisting makers build page content, assisting them brand a website, and also creating some of the Dataverse connected components. So you can use Copilot to create basic forms. You can use Copilot for those things in the maker's setup, okay, in Design Studio, right? There is one other area that Copilot helps makers. It's not yet available in the product, but it's being announced in videos where Copilot's gonna guide you through the creation of a site. So from the get-go, when you start your setup and you want to create a Power Pages website, you would be able to use natural language to tell Copilot to create a site. So you could say things like, create a Power Pages theme services website for this particular purpose. This is the idea of the brand. It's a new bank or it's a new financial institution, and then Copilot will create the initial pages for you, which is really cool. So you never start a project from scratch. You have Copilot help you. I haven't used that yet. It's not available even for a private preview, but I would assume it's going to work well, and it's going to help us get started with our project. So that is a huge plus. Okay. The second aspect of Copilot is implementing other Power Platform components within Power Pages. So, for example, you'd be able to create a bot or PVA that is fully wired with the ChatGPT APIs, and still wired to your particular company content. So you start a conversation where the bot step into your own assets, the FAQ for your business, so on and so forth, or knowledge base if you have wired dynamics for customer service. And then the bot can use ChatGPT to provide better answers. So you don't have repetitive answers and you don't get to a place where the bot cannot provide answers to your audience. So that is where you are combining, again, products of the Power Platform in conjunction with Power Pages. All right. And then the third element that I presented yesterday is the VS Code, um, the VS Code um, um, extension for Power Pages, the Copilot extension for Power Pages within VS Code. So let's have a look at those components. I'm not going to get too deep into any of those, but just to show the power of what they can provide. And then again, the chat is open. You can ask questions. I'll do my best to respond to those comments. And if you want to get on the live broadcast, let me know. We can open the channel here. All right. So let's have a look at some of these features. Okay. So the first one that we are going to look at is the Power Pages component within Design Studio, right? So in Design Studio, I can ask Power Pages to do stuff for me. So I can say, create a new page with details about MPPC, or maybe I should further qualify this, Microsoft Power Platform Conference in Vegas this coming fall. So let's see what the bot can do for me. It says it's working on it. So let's see what it can do. Hopefully the fact that I have everything going through the internet wire here is not causing the bot to work any slower than it's supposed to. All right, it did create a page for me. Look at the content. Pretty amazing, huh? So I can preview. Of course, I gave very little detail in the style of the layout that I wanted for my page, but it still provided content, and it added a bunch of links to the right pages. And so that helps you start with content. I could, again, go to the bot. I could say try again, or just, let's see. Hold on. More details to the Power Platform Conference page. And let's see what it does. Oops. Sorry, I haven't accepted the page, so it didn't fully generate. But you get the idea. It's creating content. It's adding here for us so that we don't have to do it. And again, once the content is available, I can further extend it, reorganize. I didn't tell what the page should look like, and so it just, okay, Let's wait for this to be done. It just gave me general description. All right. So the details there. I'm gonna do a sync here, make sure that the page is available, and then we'll do a preview and see what it looks like. Oops, wrong screen here. Sorry. Should I close my design studio? All right, so that is there. I want to preview. I don't know why it's not going, but we'll force this one in. Let me close some of these windows. See the details. I got a question here in the chat, so while it's loading, I'm gonna answer that question. So the question is, hello, Victor, what if you don't have it? Should I enable it somewhere in the admin center? I think it's already enabled by default, and right now we only have it working in the US region. So what you can do is you can create a developer environment in the US region and get to play with some of these components. So let's have a look at the Power Platform Conference. The link is here. So it got the page created for us. Now I can do other things in the setup. I could say style my site using the Power Platform Conference theme colors. And let's see what the bot comes up with. Let's see what Copilot rather comes back with. All right, so it picked some colors. I can apply the theme. It changed the colors. If I do a sync again, I'll see the changes on my website. Let's see if it's already completed. It's reloading. It hasn't refreshed the cache. It's still syncing here. Hold on just a second. I'm not sure why it's taking this long. Come on. Sorry, folks, my connection is pretty bad today. Come on. Sync. Let me do one more and see if it will finally pick up my settings. It should have. There are more questions in the chat. All right, Roberto, I hope this works for you as you start to get a new environment in the US. All right, the other thing that we can do, I don't know why my cache is not refreshing on this one. It may be that Copilot is not doing its job in the back end. Anyhow, so the other thing that you can do if you have worked with Power Pages before is that you can create forms. And the way that Copilot will work is if I tell it to create a basic form, it will infer to what I'm requesting and check if objects already exist of the particular type that I'm asking for. If not, it will create a table in all the fields and then create the form and the basic form on top of it. So it works great for scenarios where you're doing, you have to do a quick demo, you have this pre-sales work that you have to do. But it's for live work, I would be a bit more restrict in how Copilot works. I would probably create the data model using Copilot on Dataverse first, and then I would come back here and create my basic forms on top of existing tables, because then you'd have more control of the data model that you want to create. But supposedly, well, actually, Copilot here can create both if you want to give that authority to Copilot. I mean, I'm a little skeptical. I wouldn't probably trust Copilot with creating everything in the same shot. I would probably use Copilot in Dataverse to create the data elements, verify the model that it generated, and then come back here and create the basic form. But it can do that for you. So 3 things that we showcase: page content, styling, and some of the Dataverse components for Power Pages that can be created using Copilot. Okay. Then the next thing that I talked about, I don't think I would be able to show it in this demo, is surfacing a PVA bot and having the PVA connected to a Copilot of sorts, or ChatGPT in that scenario. So you have endless responses and a more real engagement from your bot to the public, where current bot framework repeats a lot of the answers based on FAQ, knowledge-based articles, so on and so forth. By having GPT in the back end, then the bot will be more creative and look like or seem like a real person in a conversation with the end users. Okay, and the last one is what I showed the showed folks yesterday. You can use Copilot within VS Code, and you can have this extension generate code first for your Power Pages. So I gave an example yesterday. I'll do it again today. So you can say, write a liquid fetch XML web template querying the account table, show account name, number, address, and URL. Display data using a Bootstrap v3 table. So we can send this to Copilot, and then it will generate some Power Pages liquid code for us, and you'll be able to get the code and display it for the end user. So I'll copy the contents. Let me throw it here in this window, and then you see it's doing the query up here, and then it's looping through the results of the query and displaying the data as I want it. So from there, you can start composing. You can say, filter my query, only active accounts, sort by this column and that column. So it gives you a great start to what you can use. And this is not limited to simple queries like this. You can really give instructions to Copilot, and it will generate detailed results for you, so you don't have to start coding on your own at first. All right, so I don't see, let's see if there's more questions in the chat here. Yeah, see, Roberto. Yeah, so Yeah, try to create a developer environment in the US, and that should do the trick for you. All right. Um, I don't think I only see questions for LinkedIn for some reason. I know there were some alerts from YouTube and other streaming channels, but I can't really see them for some weird reason. But if you have more questions, you can send it my way. PM me, post comments in this live, and we'll be glad to respond to you. All right. I hope this live was good. That you got value out of it. And if you have any additional questions, comments, suggestions for live on this subject, let's chat more. All right. Hope you have a great Thursday, and we'll talk soon. Take care. Bye bye.